We see this article, Ripple Effects, Developments Following Groundbreaking Decision in SEC versus Ripple Labs. This bull run is starting a little bit early. It's not post-halvening, assuming that this is going to continue. And I think to a large degree, this can be attributed to that Ripple victory. I think a lot of people now are comfortable with this space where before they're like, you know what, we don't know. Maybe these are securities, maybe even Bitcoin itself is. And that stripped away that whole illusion that the SEC really had any power here. And they are just pushing, man. Now is the time. They're not sitting around and waiting. They're not going to wait for Congress, BlackRock, Fidelity. Everyone is full speed ahead because the SEC's veil has been removed. We see they have absolutely no authority, no power over this space. It's wide open and for the taking. And we see the big guns coming in here and doing so. And I don't think Ripple's going to be given credit for that, but they deserve a whole heck of a lot of it because it let us know the people that thought they were our overlords, well, they don't have much power at all, if any, over the trade of cryptocurrencies in the United States. What a beautiful moment this was. U.S. Representative mentions XRP's legal status as a non-security. And you know what? I go after Tom Emmer a lot because it's like they threatened to subpoena the SEC and all this stuff. First of all, they don't. Second of all, even if they did, I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot they could do. But did he go after the crypto czar, Valerie here? If you remember, she was the one on stage with Joe Lubin, giving her own kind of free pass there to the Ethereum protocol. And further, she helped Hinman draft that speech. And the questions he was asking were right on point, almost as if Ripple had written them for him. It was an amazing thing to watch. I'm not going to play it here for you. I assume you've already seen it, but if you haven't, cruise over to my Twitter. Check it out. It is some powerful stuff. And I love the part about in Hinman's speech, he was giving some clarity, the way they looked at the Ethereum token and tokens essentially going from being a security to not a security. And she's telling him, you know what, you're giving a little too much clarity here. You're giving people too much information. Dial it back. And Tom Emmer says, that's kind of SEC policy, isn't it? We see market participants saying, the rules are unclear. We don't know what to do. You act like that's silly, but we have in writing that's exactly what you are doing. You are purposely giving less information to the market to ensure it's confusing. And beyond that, of course, he hit on the SEC not being faithful to the law, trying to get desired results. And it was just a wonderful exchange here. And there wasn't much she could say. She's been caught red-handed, both in writing and statements she's made. And he really went after her in a big way. It wasn't a good look for her or the SEC as a whole. And there's no doubt they are losing this battle and losing in a massive, massive way. What a great job Tom Emmer did. Again, I can be critical of Congress and him specifically, but he went over and above today. Big round of applause for that. We're looking right now. Crypto just looking absolutely strong. Bitcoin up another almost 5% today. Ethereum holding over 2,200. XRP still waffling about, at 62 cents. Don't worry. If this run continues, XRP is going to take care of business. You best believe it. You best know that. It's just a matter of time. But, enjoy the green, enjoy the growth. And this is just a small taste of what's to come in the near future. We're getting there so quickly, it's just stupid. And we see CoinDesk saying the following. This Bitcoin rally feels kind of different, right? FOMO and YOLO seem to be back in style. And you know me, I'm cautious. I'm like, you know what? We may have a little more turbulence before it's go time, but it's got even myself questioning my outlook. Like maybe we are going to run much earlier this time. And every cycle has something different. So maybe that will be this time around. It takes off a little before the halvening, whatever. Things don't perfectly repeat. If we see this ETF go across the finish line, I think pandemonium's going to break out. But I play it the same, right? I invest in quality assets. I hold for the long term. And if we see a dip, I'll buy. If not, well, there's opportunities there too as well. You remember the last bull run after Bitcoin crossed all-time highs. There's a bunch of wonderful, opportunities there. If you remember the Midas Wells gems and things like Flux Coin, we were getting in and quite a ways into that bull run and all sorts of other great investments. So don't feel rushed here. You have your heavy hitter cryptos, your main stash, And from there, you can play it safe, because if this is the bull run, it ain't going to happen in a month or a week. It's quite a long endeavor. You have plenty of time to look for value and make smart investments. And again, it's looking strong here. It might continue. Sure is looking that way. My buddy Digital Asset News says the following: never forget the final boss in any game is the toughest. Look at Gary Gensler. What a disgusting individual. I'll tell you this. I always said CZ was the final boss, but maybe this guy is. I feel he's kind of being pushed to the side in a lot of ways, though. Ripple really stripped him of a lot of his perceived power. The big guns are coming in now, and BlackRock, Fidelity, they're just saying, look, we're doing it. We're doing this now, and it looks like they're going to have success. I'm always wary, though. In the short term, we're kind of counting on the SEC to do the smart thing, to do the right thing. And to me, that's concerning. Like, might they just kick the can down the road one last time just to be, the SEC? You never know. We will see as things develop. But again, we're dealing with a whole different bunch of players here. These aren't your, Geminis and your Krakens or whatever. These are some heavy hitters that are used to dealing with these scumbags, and they just may get it done and get it done now. Now, this is interesting. This is why I say crypto wins long term. U.S. crypto industry lobbying is hitting an all-time high in 2023. We just set a new record. So this is, beyond what we saw Sam Bankman-Fried do, way beyond what we saw in the last bull run, and it's going to new heights. And this is what you have to know. Gary Gensler, he doesn't really care about crypto, right? He's a puppet of Elizabeth Warren and other politicians. Well, what do politicians like even more than us? They like the money, they like the lobbying, they like the spending. Crypto is starting to be a really big business, much like tech, and they're going to buy out all these representatives and all these congresspeople and senators, and all of a sudden they'll start pushing crypto instead of being combative against it, because they got the money and that's what the politicians want. They're no different than the rest of us. Saw this article: Avalanche and Polkadot poised for spectacular gains in the next bull run. Wanted to ask you, let me know down below. Do you have AVAX? I've used it in the past. I've invested a little bit in the prior bull run. I don't have any right now. Is that another layer 1 smart contract blockchain that I should be investing in? There are so many great ones. It's hard to hit them all. Avalanche is one that I am not invested in. Big fan of Polkadot. That's definitely one of my mainstays. But Avalanche, I may have a little bit, but not much. Let me know down below if I should start investing in that one. Lastly, BlackRock. And this is what makes me really feel like it's going to get done. They updated their application for the spot Bitcoin ETF. They're working directly with the SEC. It's an ongoing thing. And it's just my spidey senses telling me they ain't going to be wasting all this time if they really didn't think they had the structure down. Said before, I feel like maybe custody could get in our way, but BlackRock keeps going in here, making little tweaks, little adjustments, meeting with the SEC. It just makes me feel they know something and they know it's a go time, and they're putting all the finishing little touches that need to be done to get this thing across the finish line. Wasn't like this in the past. People submitted their application, they sat back and waited for the rejection, and that was it. It ain't like this time around. Maybe it really is different. Let me know what you think. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.